Hello guys, welcome to Code Wallet Developers, and today we are going to discuss about one of the most amazing topic in IT industry, microservices. We will be covering what are the traditional architecture, how microservice is different from the traditional architecture, and its pros and cons. So let's begin. Before talking about anything, let's first discuss from where it all started. For that, we will be going through a short story. The old gen computer. We all know that old computers were made to do some sort of computing. But as the time passes, we started to use it in many ways. Developers started coding, and by compiling their code, they generated binaries and executable files. A user of any computer system can run that executable file and do its work. But wait, what about the updates and the bug fixes? Then it all begins. Developers started to coding the apps that can run in any browser or any mobile devices. These apps can connect to a centralized system. Over there, a mechanism is present that is load balancer. The work of load balancers is nothing but to distribute the load among all the application instances. Application instances are nothing but the nodes of the same application. These application instances are connected to a centralized database. Now let's discuss the way of developing this system. How it started. A group of developers started coding and formed something which we called as application. An application can consist of multiple modules. Each module can relate to a feature of application. And after compiling the whole system, a build is made. This build can be a binary or an executable file. Let's see how we can use this build. We can deploy this build in any user system and the user can use it. Or we can deploy this build in a centralized system which we call as a server. But if we see the most prevalent way of providing the updates and the bug fixes is a centralized system, because in that we don't have to deploy the build in every user's machine. By deploying the build in a centralized system, it will reflect changes in all the systems which are connected to it. Till now, whatever we have seen, let's define the same. This architectural pattern is coined as monolithic. A monolithic word is a combination of two words, mono and lithic. Mono means single and lithic means to store. This is an architectural pattern where whole application is made up of multiple modules that will result as a whole unit. All these modules are made to give some features or the functionalities to the application, and yes, after that this whole code base is converted to a build. Now let's see what are its disadvantages. The very first disadvantage is nothing but the large code base, as all the modules lies in the same application in a same build that will create a very large code base. The next one is scaling. To scale any monolithic application, we have to scale the whole application as it is in a single build. Now the development or the deployment. Both are very hard to do. If we say about the deployment, the build of the application will definitely huge in size and it consists of multiple modules, and to deploy it, it will take large CPU resources. And we say about the development, then it will be a overloaded IDE and continuous integration. To make any small change in the module, the whole application has to be rebuilt and redeployed. That is nothing but the continuous integration. And what about the overloaded IDE? If the code and its library are huge in number and will result definitely in the slowness of the IDE and impact its performance. So till now we have seen about the monolithic architecture. Now let's see what are the microservices, how it solves all the problems of the monolithic architecture. We will be starting from its introduction. It is nothing but an architectural approach where every module or the functionalities are treated as a whole unit. The communication with each module can be done either in synchronous or asynchronous fashion. As all the modules are converted into the service, a whole unit, it can be deployed separately, and to write and test the same can be done independently. That results into loose coupling. Loose coupling is nothing but the intermodular dependencies, and this is nothing but a way of working. Microservice is just a way of working what we are doing in the industry. Now let's discuss about its advantages. This is highly scalable as each module is working as a service, and the required service can only be scaled up, not the whole application. That will result into a huge CPU resource utilization. Individual services are easy to integrate as well as easy to deploy. Microservices can be written in any language, but the way of communication has to be taken care. To deploy and test, a small team can do it very efficiently, very easily, very smoothly. And the last but not the least, each service will be fulfilling the business requirements. That's why we are making the services. Everything has its own pros and cons. The biggest problem lies in the architecture, its complexity, as we have to manage and maintain all the services. And yes, if we scale it up to, we have to take care of its service discovery. Service discovery is nothing but to identify which service lies where and how to communicate it. So that's all, my friend. I hope you like this video. Please share, subscribe, like and comment. Thanks a lot.